Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are continuing today with our discussion of the criminal case styled as Idaho versus Kohberger. In our last episode, we discussed two documents that were signed by the magistrate judge, Megan E. Marshall, on December 29, 2022, one of which was the order finding probable cause existed to believe that Mr. Kohberger committed the crimes that are discussed in the affidavit of probable cause. That probable cause order was based on Detective Payne's allegations, signed under penalty of perjury, in his affidavit. The probable cause order directed that an arrest warrant be issued for Mr. Kohberger and that no bond be provided. The second document is the arrest warrant requiring the arrest of Mr. Kohberger for the 4 counts of first-degree murder and the counts for burglary. To learn what happened next requires an evaluation of documents, and there were several of them that were filed the next day in the court file. One of which is a document revealing that Ann Taylor, a public defender, was assigned to represent Mr. Kohberger in Idaho. A second document that Ms. Taylor filed was an invocation of Mr. Kohberger's constitutional rights under state and federal law. And you can review what she was stating that had to do with Mr. Kohberger's right to an attorney. That is a constitutional right under federal law. His right to remain silent and not be interrogated outside of her presence. It is listed in the court record. Another document from that day is the notice of defendant arrested in foreign jurisdiction. This is signed by the Latah County Sheriff, warrants custodian. It states, I am the custodian of a warrant of arrest for the person named in the above styled action. This is Brian C. Kohberger, and that I have been informed by a foreign state law enforcement agency that said defendant has been arrested in the state of Pennsylvania on the warrant herein. The warrant herein is the December 29th aforementioned warrant that was signed by the magistrate judge. There is a typographical error in this first paragraph. Pennsylvania, which is one of the original 13 colonies, is not organized as a state. It is a commonwealth. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is its correct name. He then refers to a copy of a document that was returned from law enforcement in Pennsylvania regarding Mr. Kohberger's arrest. And if you go to page 2, it tells us that Mr. Kohberger was arrested at 1 a.m. on December 30th, 2022, that the arresting agency was the Pennsylvania State Police, that Monroe County Corrections Facility was where Mr. Kohberger was being booked and detained, and that it states that he was being held on no local charges and that no bond was being issued, and that he had not bailed out of that facility. So here we learn that Mr. Kohberger, based on the arrest warrant issued in the state of Idaho, was arrested in the middle of the night on the 30th of December in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. To learn what happened next, we have to review some documents from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's case against Mr. Kohberger, which we will do in our next episode. And we will learn what happened leading up to his voluntary return to Idaho, where he made his first appearance during the first week of January 2023 in Idaho. Until then, this is Kathy. Thank you for listening to the Indie Zone.